Boys don't dance. Yeah, I've heard that line a couple times. In elementary school, standing in the school lunch line, the girl I liked at the time learned I liked to do pirouettes. She laughed in my face, asked me, do you have to wear a dress? No, actually, I wear shorts. But she didn't want to hear it. The whisper started after. Faggot. Queer. It was really confusing. I didn't know what to say back. I was scared of my jazz shoes falling out of my backpack. Boys don't dance. And sometimes it was obvious. No, he can't come back here. Dancers only. No members of the audience. Actually, I'm here to dance. Oh, a boy. Wow, aren't you all so lucky? Like my dance studio just brought home a newborn puppy, like I was some sort of oddity doing it for the hobby, waiting for it to grow out of me. Boys don't dance. But if they do, they'll get older, right? Grow up and recognize it's not cool to be connected with your emotions, have physical motion, socialize self-confidence, self-identity, self-labor without any condiments, but they never hear a compliment. In the media, they're rarely encouraged. When I danced, I was one of the only boys in the circuit. When I saw another boy at competitions, it was like a shock to the system, and I felt the pressure that people put on me to beat him. See, there can be this mentality that there can only be one guy, so if there's another one, that means you need to be better. Why? I don't know why. I still have a lot of questions. Things from my childhood I'd still like to mention, but boys don't dance? Yeah. That attitude needs to change. Why? Why do we mock men for the way that they move? It's strange. Is it because we have a preconceived idea about what men are supposed to be like, what men do, don't do, what they like, dislike? Is it because dancing isn't masculine? Because dancing's for girls. Because everything is binary. Everything belongs in its own separate world. You can be black, you can be white, you can be X, Y, wrong, right? Because God forbid we exist in a spectrum where people could make choices and we'd have to respect them, where people could be autonomous and we'd have to protect them. You really don't like seeing people happy making choices that don't concern you, huh? Or is it because dance is a language of expression? And we rather have our boys communicate through fists and fits of aggression, pressing in the lesson until they get the message, messing with their self-confidence, then mocking their depression. We want our boys headed in the right direction, as long as it's not in 2/4 time. We want our boys to not stand out, but don't stand in the chorus line. Get your mind right, get out of those pair of tights, because I don't want you listening to classical music. God forbid you experience all 4 seasons in one night. We want our boys to fly, but then shoot them down when they take flight. Why does my heartbeat matter less? Because I'm more impressed with men in a dance break making me shiver. Goosebumps watching them give or living with their toes pointed and their shoulders down, with their abdominals engaged and their arms round, not pounding their fists, but lifting women to the sky, jumping so high that for a moment gravity forgets that men aren't really made to fly. The crescendo, allegro, angelic halo in a pas de deux. With her I hold her close and touch her shoulder, mold her body as she shines in a stage light. Divine legs incline as she goes into a développé attitude, her gentle hand in mine. I look in her eyes rest in my mind. Partners, we are in this together. I could not do this without you. Dance. I could not do this without you, man. I want you to dance. Before you learn to walk, you learn to move. It is in all of us, that hip-hop, house flamenco, that Fosse Kelly tango, that first, second, third, fourth, fifth position, speaking through the language that can't be heard, but that always listens to every boy who's ever wanted to move. Do it. And to Good Morning America, and everybody else who holds that prehistoric stance that boys can't. You hear that? That's your final song. May I have this dance?